I was 16 when I learned that danger doesn't always wear a frightening face, that sometimes it smiles politely, wears glasses, and calls itself a teacher, and back then my world was small and ordinary. Built around a modest home, a shopkeeper father who worked long hours, a mother who held the house together with quiet strength, and a younger brother who still believed the world was kind. And like many girls my age, I carried simple but powerful dreams. I wanted to study hard, earn good marks, and become a doctor. Not for fame, not for money, but to lift my family higher than the life they had known. And when my parents enrolled me in private tuition, they believed they were protecting my future, placing me in the hands of someone the neighborhood trusted, a man parents respected, a man they called Sir, with folded hands and blind faith. And at first, everything looked normal, the classroom filled with charts and books, the disciplined rows of students, the warm welcome, the praise that made me feel seen and capable, but slowly, quietly, the atmosphere changed. Not all at once, not loudly, but in whispers, glances that lingered too long, fingers that brushed when they didn't need to, compliments that crossed invisible lines, and explanations that no longer stayed on the page. And I told myself I was imagining things because that's what fear does. It teaches you to doubt yourself before you doubt others. Until the questions became personal, the words became heavy, and the respect I thought I was receiving began to rot into something ugly, something that made my stomach twist and my chest tighten every time tuition time approached. And I felt trapped inside a silence I didn't choose, torn between fear and obedience. Between the voice in my head screaming that this was wrong and the voice society had trained me to obey that said elders are always right, teachers are always safe, girls should stay quiet, and as the days passed, my sleep disappeared, my grades fell, my laughter faded, and my mother's worried eyes followed me around the house while I kept lying through forced smiles because I was terrified that the truth would destroy everything. But the moment he cornered me with promises of success in exchange for something I didn't fully understand but knew was poison, something inside me broke and rebuilt itself at the same time, and I realized silence wasn't protecting MIT, was protecting him. And that night, as I cried until my chest hurt, I remembered my father's words that wrongdoing grows strongest in the dark. And the next evening, with shaking hands and a voice that barely felt like my own, I told my parents everything, every look, every word, every moment I had tried to erase from my mind, and instead of blame, I saw rage for me, grief for my pain, and arms that held me tighter than fear ever had. And when they said they believed me, truly believed me, it felt like oxygen returning to my lungs. And the road after that wasn't easy. Police stations, statements, whispers, neighbors who judged. People who asked why instead of how, but it was real. And slowly the truth surfaced. Other voices found courage. And the mask fell from the man who hid behind respectability. And when justice finally spoke, it didn't erase my scars. It didn't silence the nightmares. But it gave me back something far more important, my dignity. Healing didn't come overnight. It came in pieces, and books reopened with trembling hands, and parents who never left my side. And understanding that what happened to me did not define me, and today when I look at the sky, I no longer see myself as a broken girl. I see someone forged by fire, someone who learned too early but rose anyway. And if there is one truth my story carries, it is this. Predators survive on silence, but courage dismantles them. Belief saves lives. And every child who speaks deserves to be heard, because education is not just about grades or classrooms, it is about safety, trust, and humanity. And I was 16 when I faced darkness, but I chose light. And if my voice can become someone else's shield, then my pain was not in vain.